They were pretty even with the Gangster in game 1 and 2 in the bot lane, but in game 3 they just steamrolled over them with that lineup.
Yeah, and I really like this pick coming through. It's a safer bot lane for Team Taylor's Finger to make sure that the sort of cornerstone for Team Smurfy Pears doesn't get rolling. It's very difficult for something like an Ashe to get onto an Ezreal to get through a Braum, especially when Sexy Babe really prefers these sort of disengaged supports that into a Braum it's going to be really a farm lane, and I think that really favors what Taylor's Finger is trying to do.
That Ashe does get locked in as well as that Thresh. So Braum is extremely good, can block that Ashe arrow, nullify that to a good effect. Thresh coming in though does provide some mobility for that Ashe. We'll be able to get Ashe out safely with that Poppy and at least frontline as well. Ashe should be able to do a pretty good amount of damage coming in.
I'm really interested to see what they're going to lock in, what Smurfy Pears is going to lock in for the mid lane, as they need some more damage, I think, coming out of this composition. Ashe doesn't do as much damage as she once did, and they don't really have as much protection for her as they want. Lulu has actually gone through this entire pick phase, so I would not be surprised to see Lulu picked up for C. Dunsey.
I'd like to see something that puts a lot of pressure on that. Elise loves invading, and if your lanes don't push, it is very hard to get into the enemy jungle safely to do that counter jungling, which you're definitely going to want to do against an Udyr. Udyr will snowball so hard into the late game if you don't disrupt him early on, and it is going... It's not going to be a Nivea. I actually kind of like that pick.
I would really like Anivia into that pick. They have a couple of immobile champions with Udyr and Lux being able to wall them off from the rest of their team in these team fights. Have that constant wave clear to be able to say, you guys can't push on us, you guys can't set up that siege with the Ezreal, with the Lux.
Also some nice synergy with Poppy. I'd love to see the
Oh
Poppy
my god.
stun into Anivia wall, so they could be listening to us, trolling us a little bit, hovering this Anivia pick, but I would love to see that locked in right away,
Anivia's
and
locked in.
there
It's
it
locked in.
goes!
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this composition. Lots of frost coming out of Team Smurfy Pears, and looks like a good siege and split push, a 1-3-1 type composition coming out of Team Taylor's Finger. They want to set up in the mid lane, make sure to clear those waves, and let Udyr and Graves do their thing, because I'm not really sure that Team Smurfy Pears will have an answer to a late game Udyr.
They've got a lot of zone control going on though between the Anivia and the Poppy, able to provide a lot of coverage. Thresh will provide the mobility between those champions as well, and with all that Ashe kiting, hopefully we'll be able to keep the Udyr at bay.
Yeah, hopefully early in the game, Sexy Babe can team up with Shrieky, get into the enemy jungle, put down some deep wards, figure out where that Udyr is, and Shrieky can do whatever he wants and get his team the early lead that they've been so dependent on up to this point.
Yeah, meanwhile for Taylor's Finger, I do like what they have done with this top lane pick of Graves into the Poppy. Ranged against melee, I talked about that last game a lot, but Graves will always come ahead there. He came out with a very strong showing in the very last game, solo killing the Kangster's Foxpaw in the top lane.
All right, so with the game going into a 3-minute delay, let's recap the roles on Taylor's Finger. Top lane is going to be Graves playing with Sabernacle. Did I get it right? I think I slightly botched it.
Sabernacle.
Sabernacle. All right, Manatees is going to be in jungle with Udyr. In mid is going to be Scrooge with Lux. Zelkor on Israel and Taros on Braum, playing AD carry and support respectively.
Meanwhile, for Smurfy Pears, we're going to see SCW on that Poppy in the top lane. In the jungle is going to be Shrieky89 on Elise. In the mid lane is C. Dunsey on that Anivia. AD carry is New Year's Eve on the Ashe that we very rarely see. And support is Sexy Babe 69 on that Thresh.
Yeah, and as we're loading in, waiting for the game to start up, a couple of things that we can note just about summoner spells. Scrooge has actually decided to go for Barrier, while C. Dunsey has opted for the Teleport. A little bit more global pressure for C. Dunsey on Smurfy Pears, and Scrooge just saying, I want to stay safe. I'm actually very surprised that we don't see him taking this cleanse.
I would have definitely liked Cleanse a lot more, coming in against the Elise and the Anivia, the double stun combo. That will definitely wreck your day early on into the game when you cannot stay back and farm as Lux. Later on, it will be a lot easier to clear the wave with E and Ultimate, but until then, Scrooge is going to have to be really careful in the mid lane.
Yeah, hopefully Taros, as the game goes later on, can get in front of his Lux, get in front of his Ezreal, and tank some of those long-range CC skill shots, the Anivia stun, Elise Cocoon, and also Ashe's Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Yeah, the members of the team outside of Lux all have pretty high mobility though, so they will be able to skirt around those skill shots in the team fights. But Scrooge is going to have some trouble without that cleanse.
Yeah, so, but he obviously has a lot of faith in himself to be able to dodge out Anivia's Q, Elisa's Cocoon, which are both rather slow-moving skill shots, especially Anivia's. So being able to have just the extra bit of mobility, maybe an early rush on tier 2 boots to make sure that he can stay safe from these ganks, pull a little bit of Jensen, and just dodge every single Elise Cocoon that comes his way.
Body these fools.
Exactly, precisely.
I would like, however, to talk about the win conditions for team fights on these compositions. Now, we've noted that Team Taylor's Finger is very poke heavy and has a lot of siege potential coming in here. I don't think they ever want to take the strain on team fight. Udyr can solo split push those lanes later on with much effect. Probably will buy that Zarot portal that we've been seeing every game.
For sure.
And with two not melee heavy, not damage heavy solo laners, they're not going to be able to take out those portals easily.
For sure. Zelkor and Scrooge should be able to poke and siege and kite back in these fights.
Yeah, they're actually going to have to look for those team fights with the Ash Arrow to make anything happen.
All right, so the 3-minute delay is up. We're going to start loading into the game. And I believe Seth really loves to see this, the masteries, right before the game loads.
I think masteries are a super important part of this game right now. Keystone
Yes.
Masteries with Season 6 has really changed the way that the game looks, as we see Graves going for the Warlord's Bloodlust, probably going for that sort of new build where he builds Death's Dance in addition to a Phantom Dancer, which just makes him virtually unkillable while dealing
dueling
way too much damage.
Yeah. I don't see anything odd off the table, just maybe that
Ash with the
Deathfire
Deathfire
grasp. That's the
touch.
only thing that I don't see that is too standard. I would have probably preferred to see Fervor.
Or actually just Warlord's Bloodlust. The amount of lifesteal that you can get with that Warlord's Bloodlust right now, I think has made it the #1 choice for AD carries to be able to stay alive in lanes.
All right, well, with that, we're going to load into the game for the first match between Taylor's Finger and Smurfy Pears. Starting on the blue side is going to be Taylor's Finger, and on the red side is going to be Smurfy Pear for game number 1.
Let's get ready.
Looks like they're just spreading out, having a normal level 1. Probably won't see too many shenanigans. I actually really like having a Thresh and a Nivea for a level 1 invade. If Thresh lands hook, it's really easy for Anivia to follow up with a stun, possibly AoE if they all pile on top of it. And Anivia's early damage with that stun is actually very, very surprising.
It's double damage if you land both the explosion portion and the skill shot portion. But if you start hook on Thresh, that's a big, big disadvantage while you're laning. Flay is so much stronger in that laning phase. And also, you are trying to level 1 against a Braum. Braum is probably one of the scariest level 1 champions because of that CC that comes out of Winter's Bite there.
And walking into a Lux Light Binding is never a thing that you want to do.
Correct. So it looks like they will be going with standard starts. Junglers are posturing. Well, they're actually moving right now, so they may be starting top side, which would be interesting. A lot of bot lane focus there.
Yep, both teams recognizing that where this game may be won and lost is probably going to be in the bot lane. Want to get both bot lanes off to an even start with those early jungle camps.
Yeah, so Gromp and Krug is going to be taken by the bot lanes. Going to be an even trade there. No lane has any distinct advantage coming in here.
No lane swaps either, so just seems like a little standard start coming out from both teams.
I would love to see a lane swap and some competitive play aspect coming in from these teams, but we don't see those very frequently at these lands. I could talk all day about how those are supposed to play out. But
Looks like we won't have it here.
Yeah. They might hear me.
Maybe.
Ooh.
If they do, we want a lane swap, guys.
Yeah, and well, it looks like Sexy Babe 69 has actually taken a lot of damage in that bottom lane there.
Yeah, he's going to have to really be careful. He is trying to apply some pressure and staying in the lane, saying, hey, even with the HP down, just come and get me. I'm still going to go for the kills if you guys do.
Yeah.
But so far, they're not playing aggressive coming from Taylor's Finger.
In the Thresh Braum matchup, I'd like to see him take control of the bush a little bit more. You have those ranged attacks, and with the Flay empowered ranged attacks, you can get a lot of damage off on those melee supports coming out here.
Yeah, the biggest problem for them, as hook goes, doesn't land on anything. The biggest problem for them is that Ashe's early damage is very stunted, especially when you compare it to an Ezreal who has a 5-second Mystic shot. Ash's volley at level 1 without any CDR is, I believe, 24 seconds long, which greatly inhibits her ability to trade back and forth outside of just straight auto attacks.
We can see that, hang on, as Scooch gets caught by a stun there, trades back quite well. We can see that Lord of Manatees here has actually gone buff to buff, so taken a more, how do I put it?
Efficient route?
Efficient route throughout the jungle route. Elise has gone the greedy route, has cleared every camp on the top side, and now we'll move to the bottom side. So a little bit of a difference in their jungling strategies there. Elise will come out ahead if Udyr does not punish with a gank or some kind of invade there, making use of those buffs.
Yeah, so getting the second jungle item lets her get a little bit more experience on that buff and on these camps in general. So hopefully she can grab that buff and with red
Hook
and
in the
blue
bot
buff-
lane.
Yeah, well, I got excited for a second because that was going to be the first action. But just a hook, just testing to see if the Q key was working.
Yeah, however, there has been a fair bit of gold lead, 300 already into the game at 4 minutes, so that's coming straight off from CS discrepancy. In the top lane, Graves is 10 CS above that Poppy, that range versus melee matchup, not working out for SEW there.
Yeah, and it really worked out great for Taylor's Finger last time when they picked Graves in match number 3. Their opponents just did not expect that pick Akali, and then the top lane was history after that.
Manatees is actually counter jungling in the top side right now. I'm interested to see if they decide that Poppy is worth diving under this tower there. They are gonna meet up. Looks like he's just gonna recall there though, so no action coming out there. Poppy is quite tanky, does get that extra armor upon reaching low.
Don't think she's quite low enough just yet to be worthy of a dive, but Lord of Manatees recognizing that Graves has the push in the top lane, and should he find an Elise, should he find Shrieky in that top side, his top laner will be able to help him a lot more quickly and will lose out on less than Smurfy Pears.
Yeah, he has taken that Scuttle Crab, so he knows that Sabernacle will be relatively safe up there, unless Elise comes to the jungle. Luckily, Elise is on the bottom side of the map, having taken the greedier route and farmed all of the camps on either side.
Yeah, and we're about 5.5 minutes in and still have not seen our first jungle gank, something that Shrieky, I think, is really looking for, trying to see if he can find something, hopefully in this mid lane or in the top lane, which has been
Looks
where
like
his focus
he's
normally
going
hasn't
top
been.
of that lane gank right now. We could be seeing that coming in quite soon.
Yeah, well, it seems like there were a couple of pings, so I don't know if it was the Smurfy Pears pings or Taylor Fingers pings. I didn't really see it, but at the same time, there is Elise just sneaking around the top side. Shrieky wants to go for the gank, and she...
No wards.
Yeah.
Yep, here it comes.
Here it comes. She's going to try to go for the first kill of this game, and Sabernacle just needs to run away.
Good
And
dodge on
he
Cocoon.
is in a good position right now. He is getting chunked, however. Is there going to be a stun? Seems like it's on cooldown.
Good dodge on the Cocoon there, saved his life. Or a summoner at the very least, and he's going to walk out quite happy. Does have that teleport to get up back to lane if SCW pushes hard.
Yeah, really good patience on his dash, waiting for the cocoon to actually come out before dashing, and being really patient, both jungler and top laner, with waiting for them to use their respective spells before trying to go in and do anything fancy.
Yeah, I want to commend Shrieky on for not firing that Cocoon right away. He did hold onto it until a minion wave arrived. I'm just surprised he didn't repel onto the Graves for the point break Cocoon to come in. But it looks like Lord of Manatees is hovering around this bot side, realizes the lane is pushing against the enemy team, and he won't get too much out there. So he's actually just going to go back into the river.
Well, there is a hook, but they're not going to try to continue. Sexy Babe just walks in. No flay also, so just dealing some damage to Taros.
Yeah, Braum with that unbreakable up, virtually unkillable in lane. Sabernacle could be caught out here.
Seems
At least
like
it's here.
SCW wants to go for it. There is an ultimate. He does push him away, and Sabernacle just rushes away. Shrieky was just waiting right behind him.
I think
if the
Cocoon
Graves
point blank
decide
the
to stick
minion.
around.
Really good flash coming out of Sabernacle to make sure that the Poppy heroic charge actually pushed him back to safety, so he didn't also have to blow his ultimate to try and avoid the Elise Cocoon.
Very good play coming out there, but successful gank did blow Summoner, and Elise has shown a lot of top lane focus. I expect her to go back up now knowing Flash is gone.
Looks like we might have some meeting in the jungle in around that blue. Shrieky's pinged it out, and pinged out also that Udyr is there.
You know, given how passive it is, even if they meet, they're just going to high five and just walk towards the on their own way, because it's 7 minutes 30 seconds into the game. We still haven't seen a kill. This is something that we haven't seen in Still City land before, I would say, actually.
I do know Pit has their own OLS where they create teams and play against each other, so all the players should know each other relatively well. And when that happens, that can create a little bit of a mind game. Like, I know you're going to do this. So they may just be playing a little bit more passive in game one to scout out their opponent, see if they have anything weird.
Being on the live server, maybe a little bit of nerves also coming into play. It's saying we don't want to make the first mistake. We'll wait for you guys to. Just playing a little bit more passive, get their sea legs, and then look to make the first play that can happen. And honestly, for Smurfy Pears, this pace is really good for them. They can back with a lot more to buy on New Year's Eve's Ash, while Zelkor will have to buy this tier if he's going for the normal blue build Ezreal. And the later he gets that tier, the later his power spike, and the better off the mid game for Team Smurfy Pears is.
While it's good for their bot lane, it's quite good for Taylor's Finger as well. But hang on, we're going to have
seems like there is a first meetup, and they didn't go for a high five. They're actually dealing damage. Tricky just dealing a couple of damage to Manatees, but it seems like Sabanako is there to support him, so there's not going to be any follow-up unless they decide to dive in right after.
Exactly, and there you see sort of the epitome of the Elise-Udyr matchup. Elise can't burst through Udyr, not before Udyr just runs away. And as the game goes later, as it gets towards level 9, as he maxes out that Phoenix stance, and as he starts getting more points into Turtle stance, it becomes increasingly difficult to kill him, even if he's CC'd and you get some follow-up coming out of SCW on the Poppy.
Yeah, while the lengthening of the game is pretty good for Ash here, we do have to keep in mind that Graves is doing quite well against Poppy in the top lane. Picks up a call on his back just to get even more of an advantage if he gets to long farm this out, and just the disparity between Udyr and Elise and how they scale into the game.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think out who wins this as this game goes on later. Who has the better late game plan? Is it going to be this 1-3-1 split push, or is it going to be the team that's looking to group together and get a big fight?
I think if Udyr buys the Zerat portal, it'll be looking a lot better for Taylor's Finger because of just the inability to clear those portals coming out from the team composition of Smurfy Pears.
Sexy Base still doing a nice job landing a couple of hooks. Manatees finds two, but he doesn't want to be here. He's just going to run away from this one.
Yeah, we could actually be looking at the first dragon in the game. They are setting up for it. However, New Year's Eve is recalling, so looks like they're not actually going to go for it.
Yeah, getting that first back off looked like New Year's Eve for a second was actually going for the double BF sword spike, something that I actually like doing on Lucian sometimes because I like Essence Reaver into Infinity Edge, though going for the Zeal item is usually much better.
So it looks like SCW is actually going for that first item, Iceborne Gauntlet. I actually think I would have liked to see Sunfire Cape more, because it would have helped him clear the wave as well as survive against Graves a bit more. But
nice wall,
good
just
wall.
blocking him off as soon as Manatee shows up at mid lane. So Dunsey doesn't want to go
flash
for it.
bear
There is a
slap.
stun, both players flash, and they're trying to go for it, but there's a stun, there's the ultimate, the egg does get popped. But he's going to survive for now. The passive by Anivia just keeping him alive.
Flash
But now,
Roman
at
top
the same
lane.
time, SCW wants to go for Tabernacle, and his Sexy Babe is there to help him out. The first blood goes to Thresh.
bloodthirsty supports. I love it.
Hey, earlier Sightstone, being able to get that vision, figure out where Udyr is. I'll take it any day of the week.
Also interesting to note that Thresh has gone for those mobility boots for the roam. I actually think I would have liked to see the
Swifty boots?
Swifties against a Lux
Yeah, into a Lux,
and
into a
Iceborne
Braum.
Gauntlet Ezreal.
Yeah, so we really need to see what Smurfy Pears is going to do with that top lane pressure, because right now, New Year's Eve is left on his own in the bot lane to pick up 0 farm, while Zelkor can just stack up this tier while he's on this weaker buy than a BF Sword and Caulfield's Warhammer. But looks like no more pressure anywhere, just a little bit of turret damage, and overall, a very nice roam coming out of Sexy Babe to get Poppy back into this lane and get him to the point where he can actually duel against the Graves top lane.
Yeah, looks like he heard me. Has started the components for that Sunfire Cape to help him out in the lane there. And with that first blood, the gold has been evened once again. So the score is 0-1. 12 minutes into the game in the favor of Smurfy Pears.
Something that we just missed. Graves actually wanted to go for a kill at the mid lane using a teleport to get there and trying to see if he can support Lux over there.
Nice
At the same
wall.
time, it's 3 men trying to go for the Anivia, forced to burn the flash.
Oh, arrow on Zelkor lands.
Ooh, and a nice hook. Zelkor has nowhere to go. The ultimate pops, and this time New Year's Eve picks it up. At the same time, Sabernacle is in trouble. It's going to be a kill going to SCW. Suddenly, only 13 minutes, and we have a 3-0 score for Smurfy Pears.
Explosion of action coming in from Smurfy Pears, making plays around the map. C Dunzy isn't done yet. He wants more in the mid lane.
Yeah, it seems like he wants
Lands
to go
the
for
stun.
Scourge, and nice stun! Can he actually finish it off? Yes, he does. C Dungy picks one up for Smurfy Pears. Now it's 4-0, and suddenly they're on board.
Almost the cross-map ace coming in there.
Yeah, everything going right for Smurfy Pears here. The arrow actually hits on the Ezreal, who had Flash and Arcane Shift up. Really weird. Oh, Poppy ultimate
His
misses.
verdict just goes wide.
Yeah, but Ash Enchanted Arrow finally hits. Lands an easy hook for Sexy Babe on this Thresh, and easy kill onto Ezreal.
Yeah, all that pressure across the map has led to a stolen blue buff coming over for C Dunzy. He's going to be quite happy with that on Anivia. Does help with the wave clear. Sabernacle, you could be getting dove again. You got to be careful.
Oh
no!
You don't want to be there. It's
good
4v1. Goodbye. Shrieky takes this one.
Yeah, look at that vision control. We have 2 pink wards in this lane. You can't see us.
Oh man, it's also interesting that they weren't playing this aggressive until they start picking up a few kills, and it just seems like their mentality just clicked in.
What I would have liked to see here is after that kill, they had 4 people in the top lane and all that vision. They should have taken the Rift Herald. They had a huge wave building up in top lane. They had taken Rift Herald. They could have taken at least 1, maybe 2 top lane turrets right off the back of that. But instead, Taylor's Finger doing good job of recognizing that all the members are top lane. Will take that first tower of the game for themselves.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Smurfy Pears, because as they made that dive play, the wave was not crashing into the turret, wasn't getting there, so they weren't able to immediately turn and take that top lane turret. So if they had decided instead, go back, grab the Rift Herald, push that in, we might have had a small version of a base race where maybe they look to push not just one, but a second turret with that large wave with the Rift Herald buff.
Yeah, especially with 4 members already in the top lane there. However, they didn't have their ADK on New Year's Eve, so that might have been a bit slow. Sexy Babe continuing with the roams, lands the
and
hook.
the hooks are just on point today, Scourge. He is screwed at this point. Oh, the barrier does go up, but is it going to be enough? That one
Frostbite.
shot.
Oh!
They're so close.
Oh!
Shrieky takes one for the team.
Runic Echoes going big.
Yeah, they have everybody on Smurfy Pears. Oh my God, I can't even speak. Has hit their first item spike. Roa, Runic Echoes, Essence Reaver. They're all getting to the point where they can fight whomever they want.
And Sexy Babe's roams have been on point. I love what he's doing with those Moby boots now. I agree.
He is making his presence felt all over the map.
Yeah.
Every lane has to be afraid, not of Shrieky, who has been making his presence known in these games, but actually of the new support, Sexy Babe.
Yeah, definitely a great showing for game number 1. We'll see if it's beginner's luck in the next game, but right now looking great.
Yeah, and despite the 6-kill lead, still only 2,000 gold ahead. Turrets have not been evened out. Team Taylor's Finger has taken 1 turret in the bot lane, as we see C Dunzy picking up that blue buff, making it a lot easier for him to wave clear in that mid lane and make sure that that Roa stacks up consistently.
I don't think Israel knows. There's a double hook trying to go for it. Sexy Babe trying to pull Zelkor into the ultimate. Can they go for the kill? Well, it's a 2v2 still, but Zelkor goes down. New Year's Eve still needs to run away from this one. Manatee stealing a lot of damage. The hook misses, so he picks up the first one for Taylor's Finger. He's going to try to go for the second. Sexy Babe trying to run away, but the minions are down, which means that double kill goes to the ear there. At the same time, SCW trying to go for Sabernacle.
Hey, all right. So a lot of things to recap that happened right there. First of all, Scrooge tried to KS his teammate Manatees down there, but now Udio is online with those 2 kills. Definitely what he needed to get back into the game. We'll be able to finish. Hopefully, Zerat Porto. We can see that he's built a Negatron cloak already, and right there, I love how they're punishing Sabernacle for buying that call. A little bit of disrespect coming in with the second item, Cole. And
Yeah.
definitely not doing well 0-4 after a commanding early game.
Wasn't expecting Sexy Babe to be up there once, and definitely wasn't expecting Sexy Babe,
To be up
C
there
Dunzy,
twice.
and Shrieky to be up there a third time, and that just lets Poppy snowball the lead. That lane is incredibly difficult. Unless Graves goes down 1-0, as we saw, and now Poppy can just heroic charge in, drop the Q, and constantly trade back and forth with the Graves, who can't really escape. He's finished the Death's Dance, which will help once he gets the Phantom Dancer, because then he'll be able to start life-stealing through some of the damage that's coming through.
Oh, flash burn. But the nice thing about Poppy at this point in the game is if you have your buckler up and you claim it, you will win every trade in the top lane from this point forward. And they have finally claimed Rift Herald for the first time this game. I'd love to see them take it mid, to take that mid outer tower, and the one that Lux has been caught so away
Oh,
from. But
Flash Q coming in. Dunsey really wants this one. The wall goes up. Scourge goes down.
Sexy Babe 69 wants the win. We can see this coming out from his play. Great roaming all over the game, making his presence felt.
At the same time, Udyr getting sandwiched by SCW and Shrieky. He needs to run away from this one, Manatees. He does have the speed bump, but there is the ultimate coming out from SCW, so Manatees needs to burn the flash to run away from this one.
God, Runic echoes Udyr.
But at the same time, Thresh and Anivia coming in from the side. Can they go for the
Oh!
wall? Taros does get caught by the Q, and nice play. The ultimate is being used by Taros, but it's going to be Manatees, Zelgor, and Taros on the run. Manatees is going to be the first victim. Here comes the teleport in.
Oh, teleport going so low, and Tabernacle falls. Bit off a little bit more than he can chew, and both teams, they're still looking for this top lane. Will they claim it? They've got the Rift Herald buff, and they're pushing in hard.
Was able to pick up Sexy Babe on the back end of that. Really nice for Graves to be able to pick up that kill, maybe start to get him back into this game so that he can split push against the melee Poppy.
Yeah, definitely something they're looking for. Now that minions have been cleared, they will have to back off. Rift Herald buff will not be lasting much longer. And if you're Team Taylor's Finger, what do you do to come back into this game? Things are looking worse and worse as time goes on.
Right now, just put vision into your own jungle. Make sure you can figure where Shrieky is, where Sexy Babe is, pick out where they're going, and just wait.
Yeah,
Wait,
look at the map
farm
right
up.
now. Look at how many wards are in their side, the opponent's jungle for Team Smurfy Pears right now. They've got vision in the bot side, vision in the top side. They see everything right now.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Shrieky went for the Poacher's Knife, gets the place down, or the Tracker's Knife. Poacher's Knife is an old thing that was not very good at all. But the Tracker's Knife gets that vision down everywhere he can, whereas Lord of Manatees actually went for the Chilling Smite. Said, I need the extra battle stats. I need to be able to chase people down, which, when he starts getting into those long lanes, when he starts getting to the late game, will be very important. But for right now, it's not helping because he gets caught out.
Yeah, and Sexy Babe 69 doing a good job of clearing that vision that they're placing right now. That's what they need to do to stay ahead in the game. Clear enemy vision, but hang on, arrow from downtown. See,
Goodbye.
Dundee is
out the
unstoppable.
wazoo.
At the same time, SCW wants to go for the kill. Tabernacle is actually under the turret, so SCW drawing the turret shot, so he's going to run away from this one. At the same time, they find Taros with the hook. The hooks are on point to the 100% hit rate as New Year's Eve taking this one.
Good kill for the Ashe to come in. Has built that execution is calling to prevent the heal coming out from this team.
Yeah, this is actually the build that
What just happened there?
a long-range hook. I'm not even sure. As
Are
we
you
see-
sure this is Sexy Babe 69 playing or Mad Life playing? Because these hooks are amazing.
Yeah, every single one seemingly has hit. Flash hook, hook through a minion, hook. The only thing we need to see is the actual Mad Life hook, hooking Ezreal out of the Arcane Shift.
So I want to ask the team whether or not they put in Sexy Babe 69 for his first game here on purpose, or if they had to sub him in for another player. Because my question is, who did he replace, and what was he doing?
He replaced
that
Sexy
play?
Babe 69.
True.
Well,
It
was a little bit longer.
It was a
The
little bit
idea was a
longer.
little bit
It was a
longer.
little bit longer, but it was another Sexy Babe 69. But you take away one Sexy Babe 69 and you get another one right back in.
Alright, to jump back into the game real fast, Banner of Command has been built on Sexy Babe 69. A little bit more map pressure to combat this is a rot portal that will come out from Udyr coming in. Lord of Manatees wants some Flash Bear Slap. Is it going to happen?
There is a slow. She does use the ultimate, and with the teleport coming in, Manatees does need to pull
Oh,
back.
hook lands
is
again!
on the point once again. What is up with this Thresh? Taros has to flash over. The wall does not catch them. So amazing play coming out from Smurfy Pears. Just a little short at the end, but it does scare away Taylor's Finger.
There should be a free dragon though coming over from Smurfy Pears. They're on that SCW. Are you caught out? Are you by
Well, he's
yourself?
caught out, but
Another
at the same
hook!
time, the hook is going to land on Tabernacle, and rest of the team is just taking the dragon. So nice distraction.
Yeah, Smurfy Pears looking to take the inside track on mid lane now. They've caught Taylor's Finger out of position. They could be getting a actually that mid outer tower is already gone, so excuse me, but they are looking at the inhib tower right now, possibly top as well.
Yeah, pings went down onto the top lane turret, and it looks like that they're going to try and rotate all the way around.
And definitely with a large creep wave. However, it is pushing in the opposite direction, unfortunate for them. Banner of Command has been dropped mid lane. just to buy them a little bit more time. They do want this top turret, and, well, Udir's not going to have the best time clearing that.
Not with the Runic Echoes, at
No.
least.
So 22 minutes into the game, and Shrieky getting caught out of
Ooh,
position.
good
The
lantern!
saves him at the last second, and with the wall, they take the second top turret easily.
Yeah, no more Rift Herald to take, but Baron is now up and an objective. They can be looking at Deep Woods going down in that jungle, but it looks like they will be recalling. Don't want to take that risk. We have seen Baron throws in this tournament before.
Yep. Just need to take it slow. Say we've got what is now a 6,500 gold lead. We have a team that scales very, very well. Anivia's Rod of Ages is completed. Ashe is getting ready to complete her second item. She's got the Zeal. We just need to take it slow, get back into the game, find another pick.
All right, so 23 minutes into the game, the score is 13-3. Seems a little bit hard for Taylor's Finger, but what is some things that they can do at this point to regain the composure and start coming back into this game?
They have a pretty strong pick coming in with Lux Udyr. They can get some vision on the bot side of the jungle and Baron, just to make sure Baron's not taken. But if you look at what's left on the map, you know that they're going to want to rotate bot. That bot outer turret is still up, and if they can catch someone out on a rotation, it'll be doing a lot of stuff for them.
We see pings going on to the Baron as it looks like they're just actually going to start it up as they see Sabernacle in the bot lane.
However,
Well,
teleport
he's
is
TPing in.
up
Yeah,
and
he
he's
does
TPing
have the
in.
teleport. He's going to try to come in. Sexy Babe trying to catch someone out of position, but the hook is not going to land. And with all 5 men, Taylor's
that
Finger
was a-
walking up. They are walking away, and it was a great choice.
Yep.
Big Ezreal coming across the team brought Tricky too low to continue that Baron or team fight, so they're just going to recall there. However, not too much loss for them. They should be looking for a tower now, though. I don't think they need to be chasing this. Objectives will do a lot more for them in the long run.
Yeah, but that's exactly what Team Taylor's Finger wants to be able to find out. They want to be able to put down their burst early and then kite their way through. Use the Ezreal's Iceborne Gauntlet, use the slows and the light binding coming out of Lux, and be able to just kite these fights out for a very long time, get Udyr to the point where he can just split push the days away. And if you can kite and make sure that an Ashe Arrow doesn't land, if Thresh Hook doesn't land, and just disengage these fights, they'll be much better off. I'm really looking to see if Tauros will actually build a Mikhail's Crucible, because if he's able to cleanse any of those CCs, it makes it much, much more difficult for Smurfy Pears to be able to find this 5v5 fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, that item feels so bad on Braum.
It does.
It feels so
really
bad
feels
on
so bad.
melee 80 support
It feels so
champions,
bad on
but
almost everybody.
pretty much, but in clutch situations like this, it might be necessary. Also, one thing I'd like to mention is they are playing a poke/siege comp, and it's so hard to do when you fall behind, but they should be trying to look more for that, once again, pick aspect that we've been talking about, that mid lane tower. They were trying to siege it, but with that banner of command, what can they really do?
Well, Zerot Portal was just finished. Murmana Spike was just completed.
Oh,
Nice
good
reaction
balls
timing
to
from
get over
Sabernacle.
that wall, yeah.
Yeah. He would have just died if he just stuck around at that point, but still, they are behind, but at the same time, their reaction timing is still on point.
Yeah, successful rotation to the bot lane. They're looking at this last outer tower for them. A hefty 6k gold lead coming in here, and with that, they could be sieging this. Yeah.
Well, let's see
I'm
what
getting
happens.
ready for a dive.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. They are pushing up the wave, and they're trying to see if there's a dive angle with Shrieky just standing right behind the turret. There is a nice wall, but she's not going to come in just yet, and with a nice wave clear.
Udyr is flanking
Yeah.
around the back right now.
Yep, and
Oh,
Sealan's
oh,
is
here he
trying-
comes.
Flash from the back, and there it goes. He does it really low, but they're going to try to go for New Year's Eve first as they dive in. SCW trying to peel away as many men as possible. There's ultimate from Lux, dealing a lot of damage, and SCW goes down first. Lord of Manatee's trying to find another man as Smurfy Pears trying to run away, putting up the wall, trying to land the hooks, and trying to delay them as much as possible.
Good flank coming in there from Manatees. Definitely what his team needed to accomplish. They finally get something back for their efforts. Like I said, they need to catch him out on those rotations, and that they did. So good, small little comeback coming in. They need to be patient and not over-push, overextend on this, though, because it could be a lost Baron or another big objective.
Braum was an absolute hero in that fight. He jumped in front of the hooked Lux, tanked the Ashe Arrow, tanked the Elise Cocoon, tanked all of that damage coming in with Unbreakable up, and made sure that his mid laner stayed alive to be able to get off that huge 6-man
Oh, Sabernacle.
ult.
Yeah, nice hook, but they don't have enough men Now they do. I mean, they tried to engage before, but with New Year's Eve and Tricky just arriving, they couldn't engage right now. At the same time, they do save the mid-turret from going down.
Yeah, but they have finally hit the power spikes. Muramana has been completed by Zelkoi there, and a second item coming in for that Lux. They have a lot more siege potential now, so if they can get grouped and trap them while having a portal in one of the side lanes, they can potentially get a lot of money back.
Yeah, Smurfy Pears looking to set up for this third dragon, and I'm really looking for Udyr to run up to this top lane, take down this turret, say we can't contest this dragon. Just maybe Scrooge can land a combo onto the dragon and steal it. But right now, if they can get the turret gold in exchange for the third dragon, they will take that. They want to be able to lessen that lead.
So they're trying to trade this top tower right now. And Sexy Babe, I've been commending you all game now, but don't put banner minions in the mid lane. It doesn't really help. Would have been a lot better bottom lane or something.
I think at the same time, this is a really good choice. Knowing that 2 men are up at the top, they're going to try to go for the last outer turret.
Well, when you're behind, you do want to trade. If they can trade this top tower for the bottom outer turret and go back in time to defend the inhibitor, they do have a Lux's wave clear. Exactly what we saw coming in there. This is something good for them. They want to decrease the average gold differential.
How long is this push going to go for? We see SCW backing, maybe just going to use the Keeper's Verdict to stop the top lane push. If they were to continue, you can ult away the minions and say, hey, where'd your wave go? It's not here
portal
anymore.
has been placed in the top lane, so there's going to be continuous pressure there until they can clear it, which will not be easy with that Poppy solo up there. And now with that, unfortunately, Dragon is not on the map for them to take. A good move from Smurfy Pears to recognize and take that earlier, but Baron pressure will be there as they're clearing out vision right now.
Yeah, just take a second. You talk about vision. Look at all of that vision that Smurfy Pear has in the bot lane. In and around that dragon.
I'm sensing a Baron rush as soon as they see 2 people down there. Scrooge did not end up taking that teleport early game, so if he's down there, he can't really wave clear safely because that could be a potential Baron.
Yep, it's going to be up to Cybernacle to go down into the bot lane, clear that wave, keep it pushing, and then TP in appropriately.
Yeah, but Cybernacle hasn't been having the best time alone either. Can get ganked really easily, and they are running double teleport on the side of Smurfy Pears, so no one wants to be alone right now. Sexy Babe 69 has made you feel extremely bad for being alone, and I expect them to continue to do so.
For sure. But again, we see this importance on this vision game, clearing out the vision in Taylor's Fingers jungle.
Yeah, look at that bottom side. That's beautiful.
It's absolutely an amazing thing to see. It's such an undervalued part of the game, but it is so very important. If you can see where your enemy is at all times and they can't see you.
Zerat portal has been finished by Sexy Babe 69, so now he has the banner and the portal. If he places those in bot lane, they can get a Baron off that.
Without a doubt, because it's going to take way too long for Cybernacle to clear it. Maybe just bait out the teleport, keep those minions pushing down there, and they have to figure out a way to clear away the Zerat portal while they try and push and save whatever they can.
Yeah, meanwhile, Taros is going for more of the team fighting build. He has completed that locket finally for his team, which will help out so much. Dunzi has been on point with those stuns, and the double damage coming out from Nivea is just disgusting.
All right, so with 30 minutes into the game, the score is only 4-13. You know, I think it was a little bit wider or similar a couple of minutes ago, but we do see Taylor's Finger doing a nice job just trying to keep the difference close as possible, but we still haven't seen a full-out fight between the two teams.
Yeah, Baron Vision has been completely cleared, and I wonder what's the deal with the one ward in the tiny bush down in bottom lane that they've got going on there. That could be like some weird teleport play going on later. I'd like to see the use of that ward, because that's a strange ward to place.
It might just be a blue trinket. Many people don't go into that Fnatic bush and check it out, scope it out for wards. So if you just leave it down there, you can pick out much earlier if Cybernacle is actually down there with that Graves, and also to maybe see if they've placed the Zerat portal there to counteract placing one down there for themselves, as we see in the Tri-Brush down by that dragon.
Yeah, so although Udyr did pick up a couple kills earlier, this isn't the Devour Udyr that we typically see. Does not scale as well into late game, but Cybernacle having a little bit of trouble down here in the bot lane himself. His team is up by the Baron area clearing out wards, so they do not want to send anyone else down here to defend either. So with that portal and Poppy in the bottom lane, things are not going well for him.
Yeah, so we saw 4 pink wards dedicated to clearing out vision around the Baron, and we still see 2 more in the inventories for Team Smurfy Pears.
Blood and Manatees caught out a little bit, but we can see how much how tanky he is coming in with those items. Didn't take any damage after being stunned there. by
SCW is coming up to try and find a flank.
Well, can he push someone back in? Taros and does the ultimate on Manatees, but it's Sexy Babe who flashes in and trying to go for a kill. So now it's going to be a full-on fight. It's going to be Zelkor who picks up the first one, but the damage from Lux is really nice at this point. At the same time, it's going to be Shrinky who goes down to Zelkor, who picks up a double kill. Manatees just trying to clear the waves as much as possible, but a nice win for Taylor's Finger.
Yeah, another banner minion in the mid lane. Just not something I want to see. They could have gotten that bot turret by now. But to talk about the team fight a bit, C. Dunzi actually was not a good teammate. He kind of trapped Shrieky alone with Zelkor there in the corner. Didn't really want the Elise Ezreal 1v1 to not go very well for a tanky Elise.
Yeah, I also have to commend Lord of Manatees and Taros both for getting into the face of New Year's Eve, getting into the face of C. Dunzi, not letting them get to their very squishy, very delicate backline. If New Year's Eve can't land an Enchanted Crystal Arrow either onto Zelkor or onto Scrooge, who are completely out of position, Lord of Manatees, it's going to be very difficult for them to get the burst down necessary to win these fights because Team Taylor's Finger can just kite back and then all of a sudden hit by a Lux Binding and you're gone in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and I'd like to commend Taros for that locket use in there. He has built for the team fight and it's paying off. They are winning these team fights now ever so slightly. So if you do build a split push comp with the banner and the portal, I'd like to see you actually split push. It's not something that they're actually doing to a good degree. I feel like they could have closed out this game a while ago with that gold lead and the items that they got early on, but stalling the game out a little bit more is looking good for Taylor's Finger. They're finally starting to come back a little bit with that scaling composition. Ezreal has finished that Blade of the Ruin King now, so he's going to be shredding people.
So,
Sexy Babe wants to come in. He does land a hook on a minion. That allows him to just go into the middle of the battle by nice stun by Lux. Does save Graves from this fight. At the same time, Manatee's right behind him, so he's going to be on the run. Shrinky wants this, but he even has a time to clear the ward before walking out.
Hashtag just Udyr things.
oh my god, he's so annoying, especially with that Runic Echoes. The extra 7% move speed, it makes it so impossible to ever catch him.
Definitely something that's quite good there. Now, Vision is still in the favor of Smurfy Pears. Some better vision has finally been claimed by Taylor's Finger, but look at that bot lane vision. They should be using that, though. They should be pushing bot lane. They have the vision down there. Why not make use of it?
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. There was an enormous wave in the top lane that SCW did have to clear, so just shifting over, making sure that he's safe doing that.
Yeah,
Swap
but he has
portal.
the teleport. They've got the double teleport. I really want to see 1-3-1 or something of the sort. They've got the portals, they've got the banners, they've got the gold.
Smurfy Pears has been doing so well with everything this game, except for this side lane management, making sure that they can get that final push where they can push into the base through the side lane management.
Yeah, New Year's Eve has finally picked up that Runans, though, so a lot more disruptive in-team fights. It could go a lot better. Baron has been started, though, but
they do have a ward on it. They finally see it. Udyr is far away, which means that the Baron can easily go towards Smurfy Pears as it's down to half
It's
HP,
going
but
down real
everyone
fast.
is grouping up, so we're going to see a full-out fight. Sexy Babe trying to keep everyone out as much as possible. The arrow is not going to land, so Lux ultimate, but
Baron steal!
steals the Baron, and now Shrinky goes down. At the same time, Dunzi is an egg. Now the egg has been cracked. 3 kills goes to Taylor's Finger as they close the game, 9-13.
Dignitas. Dignitas.
But no, this was exactly what Team Taylor's Finger was waiting for. Just wait, clear the waves, force Team Smurfy Pears to try and do what they need to be able to push in these side waves. But now they've got the Baron. Is there enough time for them to actually end this game?
I do not think so.
Definitely the
There's
inhibitor,
20
though.
seconds left on Shrieky, 32 seconds. They are going to get this inhibitor. They might be able to get Nexus Towers, but I do not think they will end. I think trying to end would be a mistake here coming in.
Yeah.
And with that, they will be backing out.
They have been really patient throughout the whole game. If they make one mistake, they're going to throw the advantage away. Really nice play coming out from Taylor's Finger, closing the gap, and now they finally have a gold lead. Sexy Babe landing the hook, but nobody to follow up. So Taros lives to see another day as they finally back off after stealing the Baron.
I think Smurfy Pears got a little bit of impatient there. They saw Udyr down in the bot lane, but Udyr travels the map so fast that
very
you can't,
fast.
you can't justify starting the Baron just for Udyr there. Had they seen perhaps Scrooge or Zelkor instead, maybe that would have been the right choice. But that Baron shred against, well, an AP Udyr, he has Runic Echoes and the Lux, and the Ezreal magic damage coming across. Definitely not the fight you wanted to pick.
And they don't actually have a team that takes down Baron very quickly.
Ashe is definitely no.
Not a very quick Baron taker. See Dunzi, popular to some popular belief. Anivia is actually a very slow.
Manatees got out.
Manatees, where are you going? You're in the middle of 4 men. He does burn the flash and the wall to keep everyone else away, but they are afraid at this point of Taylor's Finger, so they're just going to back off instead of continuing the fight.
Don't you hate it when you're trying to come back into the game and you land people, but it always feels like they have flash, no matter what. That's what
single time.
That's what's going on in the minds of Smurfy Pears right now. They're getting impatient.
But Smurfy Pears do have an ace in the hole. They have 4 dragons right now. The 5th one should be coming up within the next couple of minutes. If they can secure that, it's once again a whole new ballgame.
Yeah. And once again, though, we are seeing portals being placed in mid lane. I think they want that side lane pressure right now. They have the mobility to push that mid lane. That's how a 1-3-1 works, 3 in the mid lane, and you get that side lane pressure with the portals, with the banners, and a little bit of misplay coming in from them there.
Yeah, now might be the time, with that middle inhibitor down, to sort of set up a 4-1 split push. Get Zelkor, get Scrooge, get Taros, get Manatees, all in the same lane. Leave Sabernacle in the bot lane with that teleport. And look to set up a 4-1 push. You can always just kite back, make sure you don't get hit by the Ash Arrow, or if someone does, it's Taros.
Yeah,
and be safe.
With the Phantom Dancer that he just completed there, Graves is basically unduelable in a 1v1 state. That damage reduction coming in 7%, I believe, is so strong in 1v1s, but it looks like they are happy grouping as 5. They do still have the Baron buff, so these minions will be coming in hot.
Just a little thing over there. Elise was trying to back off, and the Israel just landing. That's going to delay his back, so is that going to affect Taylor's Finger trying to take this bottom turret? Seems like the minion wave is up, but they still have the Baron buff on the cannon minion. As soon as I say that, it just wore off.
It just wore off, and now C. Dunzi is going to have the time of his life farming on Anivia. Anivia is so good at clearing waves, but 40 seconds left on the Dragon timer. Taylor's Finger is going to want to look to take this right away to prevent the Fit Dragon.
And again, we see the banner used in the lane that they're being pushed against, so it immediately dies. No side lane pressure generated, no mid lane pressure generated from the use of that banner of command. Really want to see it on a side lane to get some side lane pressure so that they only have to deal with one wave at a time.
Yeah, and now that the Quicksilver Sash has been built by Zelkor, there will be no need for that Mikhail's there coming on Taros. He doesn't have to build that item that makes you feel like you spent so much money in a bad place.
Walking into a poke comp that is already set up is super scary if a light binding lands.
Well, there's a flash hook, and Taros is caught out of position, but nice ultimate coming out. He knocks 3 men up, and it's going to be Sabernacle and Zelkor who's dealing the damage. SCW LOL is just in the front, taking all the damage in the front. Sabernacle trying to deal as much damage as possible, but SCW trying to stun Sabernacle, and he's going to go down to Shrinky. At the same time, Taros is super low, super down, double kill, going towards the Elise. Manatee's getting caught in the back. It's going to be 4v1 triple kill on Shrinky before he gets saved.
This is going to be 5th Dragon.
Yeah, this is going to be a 5th Dragon as Israel Lux is still up, but they're so squishy they cannot go in and steal. Ultimate does not land.
Almost took down New Year's Eve just through the ultimate.
So much damage coming there. If they had... Okay, Ezreal ultimate was not up. I was going to say they should have synchronized it to make it work, but 5th Dragon has been taken. Sigh of relief. We're back in this game, boys.
Oh my god, this has been a seesaw game, back and forth. 6,000 gold lead, 3,000 gold lead, down by 3,000, all the way back and forth.
That's the shiniest bird I've ever seen.
What the? I love that. I love that. Fast bird, moving everywhere. Huge burn on everything, including her ultimate procs.
Not only did they get the 5th Dragon, that Dragon buff will be up for when Baron respawns.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super important.
That's big.
If they can get another fight just like that, where they actually catch out Sabernacle, before the fight even starts, Udyr, off to the side, was split from his team. They couldn't really engage a flank because of the protection for the backline.
Udyr has finished Banner of Command as well, so we could see this full split push Udyr in effect now to dissuade any kind of objective taking or grouping up from the enemy team. However, he is playing against double teleport.
Yeah, it looks like Sexy Babe just went down bot lane, bannered up that bot wave, I hope.
Good.
Placed the Z, he might have placed the Zerat portal? Yeah, and placed the Zerat portal down there.
Arcane Shot comes across, does not do too much damage, doesn't clear the mini wave, just a little bit of poke coming out from them. And they're going to have to play on the defensive while this dragon buff is up, and looks like they're just going to look to clear the waves. They have fantastic wave clear coming in from Graves, Lux, Ezreal.
We are at the point of the game where whoever wins the next team fight, if a team gets an ace, the game is over. I really am looking for New Year's Eve to buy an item. I'm not sure if she's going for Death's Dance or for the Mercurial Scimitar.
So 42 minutes into the game, the score is 10-16. Gold is even. 4 seconds on Baron, it will be up, and this is the deciding moment.
Well, with
Also,
the Baron up.
I'd love to point out, whoever wins this game has a huge mental advantage.
Yes.
On the next game, because it feels so bad to come this far and lose a game that you've been 43 minutes into, threw a Baron, got a 5th dragon. Like how the mental fortitude is just gone.
Yeah, I mean, for
We're
Smurfy
talking
Pears,
tilt.
they were really ahead early on in the game, and they're finally grouping themselves up to even it up once again after Taylor's Finger actually took the advantage around 35 minutes into the game. But at the same time, Taylor's Finger, who were really down in this game, they finally made their comeback, and now it's dead even between the two teams. So this next fight is going to be very important. If anything, I see multiple men from both teams going down, but if it's a blowout, then it is going to be the game.
Huge wave in the bot lane right now for Smurfy Pears. This might be the time where they look to turn towards Dragon. New Year's Eve has not been able to buy that QSS. I'm pretty sure that if Scrooge lands 2 abilities onto New Year's Eve...
Taurus, you could be in the wrong
Where
place.
are you going? There's a nice wall.
He has
gets
the hop
sunned into
from
the wall,
teammate.
and he goes down.
Poppy W stopping that jump, saving him from... that would have saved him from dying there. Now Baron has been started. They are looking for this.
They're really trying to push away multiple men of Taylor's Finger away from the Baron as Sexy Babe lands the ultimate. And there we go. Lux uses the ultimate, but the Baron is not low. But it's actually Smurfy Pears who stopped doing the Baron. So it's going to be reset. At the same time, Sabernacle is going to go down. He's in the middle of 4 men. And Northern Manatees wants to go on New Year's Eve, but he's going to stay alive for now. Sexy Babe in the back, really low. Zelkor shut down. And now he's going to try to go for it. There we go. Zelkor picks up a kill. And Northern Manatees is going to walk out of this one.
But hang on, Lux is chasing in the top lane. SCW, are you caught out? Lord of Manatees re-engaging, coming in. Scrooge coming in, light binding. Shield goes across, but doesn't come right through.
Manatee's really low, but at the same time, SCW is low at the same time. Zelkor just jumping in from the side, and they're going to try to go for it. Teleport coming in from the red team, but is it going to be enough? SCW really low, but Dunzy flashes in and tries to go for Manatees, but it's really low between the 2 players. Zelkor wants to go for the kill, and does he get it? Shut down from Anivia, but at the same time, Israel picks it up at the same time. Dunzy has a nice stop, but Manatees walks out, and Dunzy, there is Azonius, but it's not going to matter.
Doesn't matter. Dunzy is Dunzo, and now we move on. They are going to claim this Baron for themselves. Are they? Lord of Manatees, you're quite low, but Zelkor is here to save the day. They're going to be able to damage this down. This could be Baron buff, and could we be seeing an arrow steal coming across? Frost arrow.
I don't know. It does do AoE damage.
Up. Teams are running back right now.
Very slowly. I think Shrieky will be able to get there in time to get it.
Yeah, Sabernacle is up, and he's in the bot lane. However, Teleport is up. He could come across there. Is a ward. New Year's Eve. Frost shot going.
They have vision.
And the arrow. Actually,
they want to fight.
They wanted to fight. They wanted to go for the kills, but the Baron is going to go down. Blue team takes it. At the same time, it's going to be up to Taylor's Finger to run away from this one. Manatees get caught out of position. He goes down, the first victim in that fight. But is there going to be more? If not, then Taylor's Finger can still stay alive in this game and defend their turrets.
60 seconds left on Lord of Manatees.
Let's take a step back, catch our breaths. That was insane. All right, moving into the game, they have claimed the Baron buff for themselves. Dragon is up in 30 seconds. Could this be a Baron and 5th Dragon? Or hang on, no. This could be Baron versus 5th Dragon. However, Taurus, you are caught out.
Yeah, he's caught out, and he is getting chunked out.
All flash burn.
Yeah, at the same time, Sabanako, Scrooge, and Zelker coming in from the back.
Oh!
It's got White. He picks up the first one. They're going to try to continue towards the second one. New Year's Eve is down to half HP. The ultimate does not hit anyone, but it doesn't matter. As
TP
Sabanako
coming in.
tries to continue.
TP in the back.
SCW coming in from the back.
He's so
but it's actually
tanky.
him who is going to be the victim in this fight.
No, he's
Sabanako
still
picks
up.
one up, and Zelker picks up the second
my God,
one
they
down.
go.
Only men left. For Smurfy Pears.
60 seconds
Not
on death
anymore.
timers. 60 seconds left on death timers. This has got to be Nick game. Sabanako teleporting top lane. He wants that minion wave is there. They've got Baron buff. This is going to be game, folks.
Yeah, Smurfy Pear, I don't think we'll be up in time unless Sexy Babe can do something really amazing in the next 15 seconds because Graves does not push towers very, very fast.
Yeah, and with that, Taylor's Finger has got to be feeling good. But they were down the entire first 20, 25, 30 minutes of the game. And with that Baron steal, catapulting them back into this game, Smurfy Pears is going to have to think about how they play the mid-game going into the next game.
So 47 minutes, 40 seconds, they take the second Nexus turret, and the first game is gonna go towards Taylor's Finger as they work on the Nexus.
GG!
Oh my god, what a game.
Alright, we're in for a series, boys. If that is how the rest of the series plays out, I'm excited for
I'm
tonight.
a happy man. This is
Moving
the
in-
kind of League of Legends that I love.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a break, play some music for you guys, and we will be back soon for game number 2.